Hello all, welcome back to my videos. In today's video, I will be extracting EC2 informations using boto3 and updating it in an Excel file. So to do that, let me first create the Excel file which I will be updating. So I will create an Excel file over here, and I have named it as EC details. So I will be storing all the Excel files, all the data over here. So now let me open this Excel file and let me create fields that I will be updating. So let's say over here I will be updating ec2 instance name. The next field will be the image ID, instance ID, type, availability zones, and the status of the ec2 instance. And maybe let's say I'll add subnet ID and VPC ID as well over here. And let me put the root device name as well as the root device type. So these are the fields that I will be updating in the Excel file. So what I have taken over here is I have taken EC2 instance name, image ID, instance type, availability zones in which the VMs are there, the status of the machine, whether it is running or stopped, subnet ID, VPC ID, root device name, and root device type. So this is the file that I have created, and I have only one sheet, that is sheet 1 over here. And let me close it and go to the editor. Okay, so here I am in my editor. So to start with, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to import. I'm doing an import of the boto3 module. So it's import boto3. To work with the Excel file, I will be importing open Excel. So this is the module that I'll be using to work with my Excel file. Okay, so now let me do one thing. Let me open my Excel file. So let's say I will create a variable called as my workbook equals open excel dot load underscore workbook, and I will pass the path where the Excel file is there, that is under C colon backslash test backslash ec details dot excel access. I believe this name is correct. Yeah, let me check that. So it's ec details dot excel excel sx. Yeah, so I'll make this change over here. The next thing what I'm going to do is that as I have opened the file, I will be modifying. I also want to save it. So what I will do is that I will save my workbook, my w workbook dot save, and then I'll put the same file name over here. So over here I'm loading my workbook, and here I am just saving my workbook. So all my other codes, I will be writing in between these two lines. So the next thing that I'm going to do is that I'm creating a worksheet, or I'm setting the pointer to my worksheet. Let me name it as my underscore worksheet is equal to my workbook, and then the name of the sheet that I want to work with. So that is sheet one. If you remember, I showed you I had only one sheet, that is sheet one. So I'm just working on my sheet one. So next thing what I have to do is, now I have to extract my ec2 instances. I have two ec2 instances that are available with me, as you see over here, and they are in powered up state, and I will be getting fetching this information. All this the kind of data that I will receive is present in the AWS documentation page, which I have used for reference as well. So you can see the response type over here. So these are the responses that I will get, right? So over here, exactly, this is the responses that I will get, and based on that I will extract the information that I need, and I will be updating the Excel sheet. So going back to the editor, the next thing what I'm going to do is I will create a client for ec2. So let's say my client equals boto3 dot client, and then my client name, my client type is, or mine is, my service type is ec2 over here, and then the region underscore name. The region I will be working with today is US dash west dash one. This is the region that I am working on. Now let's create the method, call the method called as describe. So ec2 results. So this is the output that this is a variable where I will be storing all the outputs, and then I will call my client dot describe underscore instances. Okay. So once I call this particular method, what it will do is that it will return me data in this particular format. So it will give me information about all my ec2 instances in the below format that you see over here in the documentation page. So now I will go through all the keys and dictionaries to extract the information that I need. So if you remember, I have already created a few entries in my Excel sheet, and they are like the instance name, the image ID, the instance ID, instance types, and then the availability zone, and all, and the state information and all. So to be able to extract that, what I have to do is that I have to create a very first for loop over here. So let's say for my instances in ec2 result, and then the key that I'm trying to extract is reservations. So all my EC2 informations will be under this reservation key. So I'm trying to extract all the EC2 information, all the EC2 information from this particular key. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create an empty list, and I will name it as Excel underscore list. And this is an empty list that I am creating. And in this empty list, I will be keeping all my data that I need to update in my Excel sheet. So I will just update all this Excel sheet over here. So now the next thing is that if you see over here, I'm trying to extract the EC2 name. So if you see in this particular instances over here. A particular EC2 can have more than one tags. All right. So, okay. So, yeah, select over here. So if I go to tags, you can see this particular EC2 instance, my first EC2 instance, it's showing only one tag. But a particular instance can have multiple tags as well, right? So if you want, so what I'm doing is that I'm trying to extract the tag that has name as the key and this value. So whenever the whenever the key is name, then only it is going to extract that information and put it in the Excel sheet, else it won't do that. So how can I do that? So now let me go back to my editor, and from here, what I'm doing is that I'm preparing my Excel data. So for tag keys, sorry, I need to again loop through this particular value over here. So for Excel, Excel data, so Excel underscore data in my instances, and under that, the I'm using the I will be using the instances keys, instances, right? I'm doing that because we can have multiple in EC2 information, so I have to kind of I have to go through each and every EC2 instant information. So that's the reason I'm using this for loop to query through all the EC2 instances that are available in this particular variable over here. So next thing is that what I'm doing is that I will be querying for the tag name. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to initiate another, because there might be multiple tags associated to a particular EC2 instance. So I have to go through each of these tag names, and then I have to match the keyword name, and then if it matches, then I need to update it in the Excel sheet. So for that, I will be initiating one more for loop for, let's say, tag key in Excel underscore data, and then I'm just extracting the tag keys over here, extracting tags, and inside that, now what I will do is that I will see if the key matches a particular name. So what I'm doing is I'm using a conditional statement over here, that is if tag keys and the key name, and the key value is equal to name, then I'm going to put it in an Excel sheet. So what the next thing what I'm going to do is that I'm going to, okay, let me see if I'm missing something. I think till now it looks good. Tag keys. Sorry, this is the one. Let me see if you see some typo errors or one error. Let me try to fix it. What is that? Indent expected in line number 12. Okay, that is fine. So what I'm doing is that if my tag name match tag value matches as name, then I'm going to update my Excel sheet. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to update the list, that is Excel underscore list dot append, and I'm going to append the tag and the name value over here, the value for the name that is given. So that will be tag keys, and then I'm going to put the value over here. This is done. So what I'm going to do is next is that I'm going to put the same thing. What I will do is I will copy till here and paste it over here. And now I'm going to extract the image ID. For that, I don't have to do anything much because my image ID is already present in this particular data over here, in this particular variable over here. So I just need to extract it as a key, the name, the value for that particular key. So that is excel underscore data, and then the key name is image ID. So that will give me the image ID that I am using. Next thing is what I will do. I will copy the entire line and put it over here. The next value that I'm going to extract is the instance type. So I need to just change this image ID over here to instance type. Instance type. Similarly, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to extract the availability zone. So for that, what I am going to do is that I'm going to change this image ID to placement. The key name will be placements. And then inside that, again, the key name will be availability zones. Availability zone. So I'm extracting the availability zone now. Next, again, what I'm going to do is that I will just copy paste the same thing. And now I'm going to extract the state of the ec2 instance. I'm using the key called as state, and then I'm extracting the name, means what value it contains over here. Next thing, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to extract the subnet ID. So over here, I'm changing the image ID to subnet ID. Next thing is that I'm going to extract the VPC ID as well. We change it over here and put it as VPC. You have to be careful with the case sensitivity because these keys are case sensitive. It's uppercase, lowercase, and all. So next thing, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to extract the device name. So what I'm doing is I'll put it as root device name over here, and there is one more field that I'm going to extract is the root device type. Right. So some of you might be seeing this particular video for the very first time, but I have explained how to extract keys, the information from a dictionary. Because if you see the documentation page for boto3, so these are a combination of dictionaries and lists. So I have extracted the data based on that. So if you go through my previous videos, you will come to know how we are extracting multiple data from a list or from a dictionary. So currently, all my information has been extracted. The name, all the information that I wanted to put in my Excel sheet has been extracted over here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm I will be doing one simple thing is I will be appending my workbook. So that will be my underscore wb dot append, and then I will be appending this complete this particular list over here. So that is excel underscore list, right? So now let me go back and see my file over here. So currently this particular file is empty, so I have only this information. Now I'm going to go ahead and execute uh, this particular script to see what the results are. Hopefully we will see some you see the values over there. Hmm. Okay, so it's C test. Okay, EC details, EC details dot XLX, XLSX, XLSX, XLSX. Okay, so now let me go ahead and run this file. What is the file name? Okay, so hopefully there is no error. It's doing something. Okay, error in placements. So does this key value does not exist? Okay, let me check that in the documentation page. Oh, okay, there is a typo mistake. It's placement. Okay, let me change that. Okay, let me see whether if any data is updated or not. Okay, till now no data is present over here. Let me run that script again. Hopefully, okay. Workbook has no attribute called append. Mhm. Okay, let's see what went wrong. Sheet, okay. Yeah, this looks good. Okay, let's see what happened over here. Oops, sorry. I think what I did is that I'm trying to use workbook rather than it will be a worksheet because I'm appending it in a worksheet. So I just mention it as a workbook. So that might be the reason it was giving the error. So now let me try to see if the Excel file, the status of the Excel file, does it update anything over there? No, it's still empty. Okay, let me close it and then let me run it again. Let's see if, okay, so now it has completed with exit code 0. Now let me go ahead and open this Excel file to see if it has any kind of data. So if you see over here, now my information has been updated. Like my second EC2 instance, my first EC2 instance, the image ID, the instance ID. Oops, the instance type. Okay, what happened with this instance ID? Did I not forget putting that instance ID over here? Hmm. Instance type, instance ID. Let me go back. Let me close this. I think I missed one instance ID field over here. Let me copy this and put it over here after this, and it will be instance ID. Okay. Now let me do one thing. Let me clean this data again. Let me clean this. I will delete it and then save it, and then we will run the script again. Run run AWS Excel. Okay. Okay, it finished with a 10 code 0. Now let me try to open this Excel file again. Okay, so now if you can see over here, the details have got updated because in my script I missed one point, so the the information, the data was not correct. So now I have updated it, and if you see over here, the instance name is there, the image ID that I have used is there, and the instance ID is here, the instance type, availability zone, status, subnet, VPC ID, root, and the root device type. Let's see, does it match the EC2 instance that we have over here? So let me take my second EC2 instance. So instance ID, yeah, I think it looks the same. Instance status is stopped, instance type is T2 micro, and okay, let's see what all does it match. Okay, the subnet ID is subnet 510 EBB 0B. Where is that subnet ID? Okay, yeah, so that also matches over here. So basically, I think this is the way that you can pull the report from your AWS and create a report for you in an Excel format, and you can add what all information you need. You can reference to this AWS documentation page, and based on that you can pull up all the information and update and create an Excel sheet for your reference. I hope this video was informational for you. I would like to thank your time, and please do take care till we meet next time. Thank you and have a great day. Bye bye.